Hi, it's Elissa Weinzimmer, founder of Voice Body Connection, and it is time for another How to Warm Up video. How to warm up. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to do a belly massage and why doing a belly massage can be beneficial for your voice. So let's talk about why. Here's the deal. When we breathe for voice and speech, and really when we breathe in general, it's really important that our belly is able to squish around and move. We're doing a sustained exhalation while we speak so that we can support the airflow and support our voice. And then we need to do a quick inhalation where the belly recovers and allows space for the inhalation. When our belly is tight and rigid, then it can't squish around enough to allow us to really support our voice. Let's actually talk about exactly how this works by using a prop. The prop that I want to use is a dun-dun-dun water balloon. Okay, so a water balloon is actually really similar to the contents of your abdominal sac because all of our visceral organs are contained in a sac called the peritoneal sac, and just like a water balloon, they can squish around, right? Now, for the sake of breathing, no air actually goes down into the belly. The diaphragm is the muscular boundary between the chest cavity and the abdominal cavity, and there's no tube that goes through the diaphragm to send air down into your abdominal cavity, right? All of the air stays up in your lungs. But it's confusing because a lot of people talk about belly breathing, and what they're actually talking about is the ability of the belly to change shape as we breathe. So you can imagine if this water balloon had really rigid edges around it, it wouldn't squish around very easily. We want our water balloon, just like a water balloon, to be nice and squishable. Now, another common misconception about breathing and the belly is that we need to push our belly out on the inhalation, but the water balloon can help us understand why that doesn't make any sense. If you were to use your abdominal muscles on the outside of your belly to push out, do you see how it doesn't really, why is that helpful for the water balloon? The water balloon doesn't really get affected when we pull on it in a place. What does affect the water balloon is when we squeeze it and it distends upwards. And this, in fact, my friends, what I just did is exactly what breath support is. Breath support is when you engage the lowest part of the abdominal muscles, and that distends the top of the water balloon upwards, which, by the way, is right underneath the diaphragm and supports the movement of the diaphragm back to its dome shape and the air going out of the lungs. More on all of this if you watch the Let It Go breathing video as well. Okay, thank you, water balloon, for being such a fantastic model. And now let's actually go to our body. So one thing to say before we dive into this belly massage is that I learned it from Ayurveda. Ayurveda is Indian medicine, and my Ayurvedic practitioner actually taught me how to do this belly massage for digestion. If you think about it, if you massage the actual organs of your intestines, then it helps the action of peristalsis, it's called, which is the movement of stuff through the intestines. It manually helps everything move a little bit better. Now, that's really amazing for digestion and for our health, so this will help you in that realm as well. But another reason that it's helpful is because when we release any tension happening in and among the muscles and the intestinal walls themselves, then everything's able to squish around better. So here is how belly massage works. So the hand position you're going to want to use for the belly massage is to take your two hands like this with fingers back against each other, creating a sort of paddle with your fingers. And then you're going to bring that down to your belly. Now, just one more thing I want to say before we go in is that this visceral massage idea is actually something that I learned from Indian medicine, but it comes from a lot of different traditions. Okay, here we go. Bring your hands to your solar plexus right underneath the center of your rib cage. Now, we want to actually give some good pressure here. It doesn't need to be super intense, but if you think about it, you don't want to massage the skin. You're not actually even massaging the muscle. You're going deeper towards the intestinal tissue. And you'll know because it'll feel a little bit maybe queasy, maybe uncomfortable, but just be gentle about this, of course. Now, once our hands are in there, we're going to do a little clockwise circular motion. It's actually very important that you go clockwise because the movement, the peristalsis through the intestines, the small and large intestines, is clockwise. So we want to support that movement that our body is already trying to do. You're going to spend about 5, 10, 15 seconds in this spot, which we'll think about a clock as we move around the entire belly. So this is the 12 o'clock point if someone were looking at me. And one good way to know that you've spent enough time is if you feel just a little bit of release. In the same way that if you were doing a muscular stretch and suddenly staying there for longer, you felt a release here. Okay, once you've done that spot, take a little break, just take a breath, see how you feel. This may be much different than anything you've ever experienced, so give your body a chance to calibrate. And then what we're going to do is come down to a point along the slant of the ribs towards the left side of your body. So essentially, if someone were looking at me, we're moving from 12 o'clock to 1:30 on the clock. We're going to do 8 points around the outside, massaging here. We are underneath the rib cage now. We're on the soft tissue of the abdomen, of the belly. And fun fact, by the way, while we massage in little clockwise circles here, this area of our body is not called our stomach, even though a lot of people refer to it as our stomach. Your stomach is up inside underneath your rib cage over here on the left side. So we're right underneath your stomach right now, but this whole area of your body is not your stomach, okay? So just if you want to use your language anatomically in a correct way. Once you've done that spot, you can take a little breath, take a break. See how you feel. And then we're going to move to the 3 o'clock spot. Now, we're not all the way over on the side of the body. We're still on the front of that abdomen and over towards the side. So I'm basically halfway between my ribs and the top of my iliac crest of my pelvis. Go ahead and do your 5 to 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, really as long as you'd like, of clockwise circular massage here, breathing, letting your whole body be relaxed, letting your tongue, your jaw, your face be relaxed. And then when you've done that, go ahead and let it go, take a breath. And the fourth point that we're going to come to is along the slant from the iliac crest down towards the pubic bone. So right about here on my body, ladies, this is kind of close to where your ovaries are, just above. So just so you're aware, anatomically, some landmarks. Massaging in little clockwise circles here. Now, something else that might happen while you're doing this belly massage is you might need to burp because if there are air pockets in your intestines, they may want out. That's fine, let yourself burp. And then when that yields, when that lets go, go ahead and take a break, let it go. As you get better at this sequence, you can do it a little bit faster, but for now, as we're learning, take your time. The next point is going to be down at the 6 o'clock point, right above the pubic bone, probably about halfway between the navel and the pubic bone. You may also find that this spot is right where a normal pair of pants cuts off. So massage there, clockwise circles, and I'll speed up the process right now as you're getting the point of this. Go ahead and let go, take a breath, and then bring yourself over to the equivalent point along the slant from the pelvis down to the pubic bone on the right side. And then you can always take a break just for a moment as you bring your hands up to what we could call the 9 o'clock point. And then up to the final point around the outside. So this is our last point along the outside. If you think about it, this whole area, this diamond that we have access to the soft tissue of the front of our belly, we just did 8 points around the outside. Now we're going to come to the inside, just about 1 finger width away from the belly button in 4 spots above, to the side, below, and to the other side of the belly button. Here we go, right above the belly button, same paddle fingers. And this, especially when you get right into the middle of the small intestines, there might be some gurgling, some burping, some sensitivity here, so be gentle. See if you can let it go, let the tissues yield to your touch and your massage. And then take a break, take a breath. Come to the left side of the belly button and massage. A break and a breath. Come underneath the belly button and massage. A break and a breath, and then to the right side of the belly button and massage. A couple final steps you can do once you've done the 8 points along the outside and the 4 along the inside. You could also draw from the outside points towards the inside, like you're pulling energy towards the center of your belly. And you could also take the flats of your hands and just squish the whole thing around. Now, another thing that I didn't demonstrate yet, but of course you're welcome to do because this is an exercise for voice, is make some sound. So let's do it on the end here. As I squish the belly around, just make some sound. Just jiggling your guts. Okay, great. Now, I just demonstrated this belly massage sitting up, but you could do it standing. And another really nice way to do it if you want to really find more release is lie on your back and do it with gravity helping your abdominal contents on the floor. So you can do this while you're lying down on your back. I highly recommend this belly massage. It's so valuable. And then once you have let everything go in here, a really nice exercise to go straight into in your warm-up is the let it go breathing exercise, where you then, now that you have released abdominal contents, can go shh, let go, shh, let go, and squish them around. So watch that video and you'll see what I mean. I hope you find this belly massage as transformative as I do for supporting my voice. And by the way, if you're following along at home with the How to Warm Up series, this of course is an exercise that corresponds both to body and to breath. So enjoy and let me know if you have any questions down below the video. How to warm up.